I always wanted to be a doctor, but not one of those doctors that listens to your problems or cares whether or not people live or die. I always wanted to be the kind of doctor that invented some kind of evil virus and held the world for $1 billion ransom, like that, you know? It wouldn't be for the money or recognition. I just always wanted my own midget. And from what I understand, evil doctors get their own midget. Only I'd make mine like a hot, sexy midget chick. You know, she could distract a secret agent while I sneak up behind him and shoot him or something. You know, that would be so cool. I also always wanted my own fire engine. You know, in fact, I'd give up being an evil doctor and the sexy midget if I could have my own fire engine, right? But, you know, none of those dreams ever came about. You want to know why? My parents, okay? I'm not saying they were abusive or bad or anything. In fact, they were probably the best parents in the world. It's just that, you know, it's like what they say, the road to ruin is paved with good intentions. And, you know my parents, like all other parents, they always had the best of intentions, you know? So I want to address all parents now. You know, you want to know why your kids hate you and they're such a disappointment. I'll tell you why, okay? It comes down to this. Object versus subject, okay? An object is something that can be manufactured. It has measurable dimensions. It has predictable characteristics. And if these aren't met, they can be met by applying force, right? Well, parents sometimes treat their children like objects, you know, that they expect certain dimensions and certain characteristics from them, you know, and when these criteria aren't met, the parents apply force to try and meet with these criteria. Problem is, nobody responds well to force, and nobody likes being treated like an object. And who can blame them? I mean, what do you do with an object? You play with it for a while, and eventually you put it away somewhere and go looking for another object to pass the time with, right? Well, people don't deal well with isolation. So we don't like being put away somewhere, and we certainly don't like it when you go looking for another person to spend time with, you know? People, especially parents, have to learn. Objects can be treated objectively. People have to be treated subjectively, okay? When you're manufacturing objects, you use flowcharts and schedules and process controls and like that, you know, paperwork, right, to measure the progress. So when you're raising children, you should use reason and tact and emotion, you know, crap like that. You know, society has it all wrong. I mean, what's the most important thing to a parent? The report card, right? Well, that's what parents use to differentiate their children from others. All this, my kid is an honor roll student, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's objectifying your kid. And when you do that, you're dumping your kid into the hamburger mill. The irony is that adults push kids to read books like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Catcher in the Rye. I mean, these are both books about teenagers not paying any attention to conformity. I mean, the reason kids rebel is because adults groom their careers with love but put professionals in charge of raising their children. And when the professionals tell the adults that they're fucked up somehow, the adults take the professional's word for it. Well, that sucks for the kid. I mean, if anyone ever tells me my kid is fucked up, I'm telling that guy to fuck off, you know? I don't need my kids dumped into a hamburger mill, you know. So why do adults do that? You know, it's a lack of self-confidence. Why do they have a lack of self-confidence? Because all their lives, they were told that if they work hard, they'll be able to afford nice things. My personal interpretation of that is, give up your self-esteem, be somebody's bitch, and you can surround yourself with a bunch of useless crap to fill the emotional void that is your life. This is how you get out of that. This is how you get your self-esteem back. Men, learn how to sexually satisfy a woman. Women, learn how to sexually satisfy a man. This is how I recommend you do that. Get involved with a much older lover, say 35 to 40. The men at that age know how to treat a lady, and the ladies know how to treat a man. After a year or so of hot, meaningless sex, you learn how to do the nasty. After you do that, your self-confidence will come back. You'll stop being content with the position of someone's bitch, and you'll learn to quit taking anyone's crap. You'll start standing up for your kids in school, and then your kids will respect you, and they'll want to do well for you. Then you won't have to put so many professionals in charge of raising them. It's that simple. Learn how to sexually satisfy a woman. Get respect. Now giddy up, cowboy.